I've had a few requests about my my new benders, and these are the beasties. These are the new Monument benders, and they do sell some extensions for them, but I made my own. It's basically some 1/2 inch galvanized bar. I bought a 3 meter length with threads on the end, cut 1 meter off of each end, deburred them, stuck them in the end. It's a lot cheaper than buying the ones that they sell with it, and the ones they sell are about the same length as the handle again. And as I'm a bit old and getting a bit frail, I don't like to work too hard. I've just put these super extenders on there, leave them on there permanently, and it makes it a lot easier to use the benders. So these are quite smart. Rather than fumbling around with 3 components, well, it's not really 3 components, I suppose, on the other ones, but you've got the flappy lever that you can't control, and then you've got the guide to put in, and they're always a bit cumbersome and very heavy as well. So again, when you're getting a bit older or you're a smaller guy, they are quite cumbersome. And also it's hard to line your eye up. There's only one plane, everything is aligned, so it's much easier to judge your bends and get things lined up straight. And this is a 22mm one. I thought I'd go with the 22mm one and work on that one because it's the hardest one. And I've done some videos showing some of the bending I've done, and just thought you might like some of the sort of maths I'm doing. So I drew this chart, and I've basically drawn the tangents to the bending angles for the benders, and then I've worked out the dimensions into a little chart here, which I haven't yet completed. So if I've got any dimension to work to, I can immediately look up the angle that I need for the offset that I need, and just mark that straight on the pipe and pull the pipe pretty much perfectly. I mean, I haven't used it that many times, but literally end to end into position and slot it in, which yeah, it's not particularly quick, I know, but it's good fun. And I think with a little bit of practice, I could get very quick at it and produce very little scrap. But anyway, the mathematics has been fun. So someone said on one of my posts, sorry, I didn't make a note of your name, whoever it was, that they'd struggled to get a full Passover. So I thought, well, why? They are a little bit difficult for full Passovers, so they don't follow the same rules as the older benders, but I thought, well, I'll just work out what the rules are. So I made up my super tool, which is basically the constraints of the bender. So we've got the section of straight to go in the clasp, in the hook there, and we've got the radius, so the central bending radius and the profile of the pipe. So if you want to do any kind of Passover, if you just draw the 2 lines for the 2 extremes of your bend, place your template on it, find the 2 points at which you intercept the 2 lines, and that will give you your angle. You can basically intercept the top of that triangle to give you your bending angle. And then actually you can measure off of this drawing all your bending allowances. So we know we've got a minimum of 60 coming in here for my holder. So from that point, then I know my mark will be 30 from my 60, so that comes in to start. So first mark at 90 for my benders. Then I'm going to have a second mark for my clearance at 70 plus this. So 70 plus 30 there. Sorry, it's going to be about 100. So and go straight to your pipe, mark on your 60, 38 to the centre of your first bend, mark the 100 up to the centre, the 100 back off to the next one. So literally you can start where you want to and put the centre of the pullover where you want it from the drawing. So no longer do you have to make up a Passover and just have to cut the ends or whatever else. You can start at the specific point, and put your bends into the correct place. And you could even go on to here once you've got this reference point, and you could pull a further bend along this pipe and put it all in position. Now this was a Passover for a 22mm. So I was watching another tutorial on the internet about pipe bending because it's not really my big thing. But what they said was if you're passing over a 22mm pipe, you should have 22mm clearance. And I can tell you now that is exactly 22mm clearance for my bend over that. So I'm not sure if it's a little bit longer than a bend from the other benders, but there's always a limitation with everything. But perfectly satisfactory full pass over, and the angles are pretty good. So if we go down here, see there, pretty much no gap under the little tiny bit on the end, just very, very slightly off. But it is the first one I've pulled, so not bad. Anyway, you can definitely pull a full pass. Actually, to be fair, that's better than the full pass over I did with my old benders. Just a bit disappointed it's not absolutely perfect, but give it a couple of goes and I'll be getting these perfect. Well, I hope that helps.